the back foot, Ghost Gaming, this is their pick. They do have to start out on that attacker side, but taking this peek at their composition, I feel like this is where they're going to find themselves strongest. Chase, we know how good he is at locking down the flanks, at working those lurks, and with the double initiator between the Sky and the KO, they have so much utility to bully their way onto the sites, especially when they can have Nismo diving on in with that raise as well. But this is a big test for Fenrir. Can they start on a strong foot as it's the pistol round underway? And look at this knife lineup already. This will clear out the entirety of Octagon, but I don't think it actually caught them because they're swung out so far. However, what's so cool about that knife is that, well, I don't know if it's cool. There's no counterplay when there's a lineup like that. You cannot shoot that knife unless you're being very particular.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's interesting to see, how those lineups develop or who's got different lineups. And with that lineup out towards B, the A hit looking to commence here as Kohai finds the first. Make it 3, the classic coming online for the Cypher of Fenrir. Now down to the last 2 are Ghost Gaming. They've only been able to make it hurt onto 1, and Chase and Koala looking to play aggressive here, push out towards the spawn. They have the spike in hand, but they've got 4 players to worry about. A crossfire setup here. Not going to find anything, though. Just a dink as Chase finds 2. They look to wrap back around. Put some paint shells to back him away. It's a cyber cage and a paranoia to stay alive and hang on a bit longer. Now the A site. Might possibly the place to be as that spike goes down.
This has gotten very dangerous for Fenrir. It looked like it was their round to win, and now it slipped into this 2v2. One member of Ghost down low. It's Koala on 1 HP, but Ghost is playing this together. Camera broken, but positioning not noted. They could find a huge flank here. It's all a matter of timing.
I think the biggest question I have is how safe can you be here, Triple, as you look to go for the defuse? Actually, the Poison Cloud going to help out a whole lot as the body spotted. Azek's not able to find the kill just yet. The spike being stuck. Icy just going to hold it down. They have no way to stop him. No, they do through the Poison Cloud. And some way, somehow, Ghost have got it done.
Oh my god, that was so perfectly played out of the 2v4 from Ghost. It's just a combination of Koala and Chase to get it done. The aggression in towards, I think it was a 2v5 to begin with, actually. That's just insane that they managed to pull that off. But what I was saying was that this aggression towards spawn was perfect. They find the first, Chase doubles down, and then they immediately have that cage to get out. And when it's in the 2v2, they play it so smart. They know that Koala's on 1 HP, so they use Chase's bait, right? They draw all the fire in towards Triple, and then the flank comes out from behind. He's able to shut down the defuse, and then it's just a crossfire established. That hurts if you're Fenrir, because you just got stomped out on your map pick, and now you start off losing a 2v5. That's tough.
Oh my goodness. Kohai does it again. He will pay for it with his life, but damage is the name of the game here in the anti-eco. It's the classic kill for Fenrir. Traded out by the Spectre there. Now the flank going to be heard as Swin looks to get that spike down uncreative. Slowly creeping up, has a shorty, so can look to do some damage inside the dark cover, but Koala privy to this, able to find that one, and the rest of the squad should fall by the wayside. We'll see if that is going to be the case. As Nismo finds one, Koala finds the next. Now it's all up to Trisk, and well, nothing to write home about. The anti-eco goes the way of Ghost.
A simple little anti-eco there out of Ghost Gaming. I want to talk about how Fenrir is playing this defense, because they on paper have a very, very strong composition for this defensive side. They have that double controller, the AV comp with the Astro Viper, as well as that Cypher. Thus far, they've been playing the Viper in towards B, kind of extending that wall out for extra control towards Hookah, but now they'll change it up. That Viper playing in towards A, the Cypher joining them as well. But I think with KO in the mix, Cypher gets a little bit harder to find impact, because one knife and he's useless for like 10 seconds. All his utility is down. And remember, when his utility gets disabled, it's no longer invisible. You can see it from any range. It makes it so easy to deny it. And, well, here we see it again. The knife goes forward. Icy has detected his teammate as well, but the Viper wall's still up. No pressure just yet from Ghost Gaming. At least no kills to come forward. Instead, it's Kohai to win it out. The flash does come out, but this is the power of the Astro Viper. Gravwell keeps Ghost at bay.
Fragment tossed out there just to clear out the shower angles. It is successful in doing so, but still tough. Grab any kind of positioning that way because of that Viper utility. So now Chase, look for something out towards short. The spike's still inside of showers, and since that wall is down, they'll slowly start to creep up. Whereas across the map, they've got that raise, trying to grab anything here on the B side. But Fenrir are doing a really solid job. We kind of saw the same play style where they don't give up too much. They don't over-rotate. They're just going to kind of hold tight until something happens here.
That they will, but the trouble with a play style like that is that they don't have a whole ton of information. The jiggling towards short and the forward position there will show them that no one is in that position. Now the camp should make them suspicious of B. Rotate's not coming out quite yet, but with the Seekers, with the utility raining in, this should be the hit, and Trisk falls.
Yeah, nice paint shells. The flush Trisk out on creative gonna fall as well, and because it took a bit longer on the rotates, nobody on the site just yet. As X falls, Nismo gonna find another towards the back calls, and Nismo with 3 on the round. Icy, the last one to fall, as the rifle round for Fenrir does not go their way.
That's just a Spectre moment. He did not stop moving for either of those two frags, just dancing around like an ice skater. That's a tough round to lose for Fenrir because they got off to a really strong start. They win the fight towards showers, force their opponents to re-rotate. They get a pick off it even, find themselves in this 5v4. But then again, it's kind of what I talked about a little earlier. They didn't have a whole ton of information in that. The second that the call for the rotation was coming out, everyone was already committed in. The players for Ghost basically had it isolated into two versus 4s, and well, Ghost was able to just come out on top of both those. So some mistakes made, but now we see the power of this Viper because it's allowed some aggression. One man stuck in towards double, but Zico not to a great start. Trisk falling. The aggression does net 1 though.
Yeah, 1 for 1, and I believe a weapon retrieved. No, almost retrieved as the Sheriffs really start to come online. A couple more kills swing away of Fenrir, and it might just be the Sheriffs that get it done. Now, Bazix does have a weapon in hand and has 2 teammates to work with. I believe Uncreative was able to find one as well. So now 3 remaining, and it's kind of a swap on the positions now. Playing towards the attacker side of things are Fenrir as they look to get back on the site. Snakebite goes through. I see, able to dodge out. I believe the knife was taken down. Ryan finds the first as Bazix slowly looks to creep onto the side, able to find the next. 3 kills on the round for the Rays, trying to find the rest, and there it is, a 4th on the round for Bazix, and Fenrir, with just the Sheriffs to kick things off, will find their first round win.
Lovely little thrifty round there out of the camp of Fenrir. I love the aggression off that Viper wall. You get the cross, and then you kind of have a little nifty crossfire set up there. They find the first frag off of it, and in the haste to pick up that weapon, it gets even better for Bazis because he's able to pick up a second, and then we see that kind of snowball effect where the Sheriffs turn into rifles, and once those rifles start to frag, well, then there's just more guns to pick up. Really well played, especially out of Bazis. That's something that Fenrir needed because I could see a world where they lose that round and they just start to get bowled over. They start to feel a little bit defeated. The mental starts to get tough, but they find their way onto the board nice and early, and now we see buys up for both teams.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Yeah, and that was the first round where anybody else got on the board. Kohai for a while was the only one with kills, and in the 1 round win, it's finally somebody else. It's Bazix. Pick up 4 on the round. No command gonna be popped there. It should be shutting everybody off on the site. It's Koala, unfortunately, gonna be the first to fall. Playing a bit too aggressive. Back towards that defender side at spawn. Fragment gonna stop a push, but a Hunter Shuri tries to stop the plant. And Trisk actually guessing that it was planted triple box. Have a misdirect. Showstopper comes through. Icy able to take Nismo out of the sky. Bazix looking for some value and able to find it. A double kill. Make it 3 on the round as everybody gets mowed down. It's Uncreative to close things out onto Chase, and it's Fenrir to continue to battle back.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost had a good idea there. It was just the quick play off the null command, but not going to quite work into their favor because Fenrir, they just fully backed up, committed to playing that retake, and the second that the null command was over, popped that Raze ult, went forward, was able to get the double off of it, and shut everything down. A bit tough from Ghost. Like, the positioning wasn't perfect there. They were all very crunched together, and when you're playing against a Raze, when you're playing against a Viper Astrocomp, you really can't do that because when you get in those tight corners, that's when you can just get bullied by utility, and Fenrir, they did it perfectly there. Now for Ghost, I mean, off that streak of rounds, they will still have money in this one, but this is kind of the last hurrah. You lose here, money's going to be reset, and Fenrir is going to have a great streak.
As I say, a couple of ultimates available. Viper's Pit going out at the most crucial time, just as the 0 point went out as well. Unfortunately for Ghost, they have to run right through it. They do find the frag, the most important one, to get that ult out of the way, but they're still down a player in the spike. Down in a tough spot. Cam looking to go up there. Kohai gonna get stunned up and Win taken down. So the Trailblazer not able to net too much there. I believe the spike was retrieved, but it's Ghost only with 2 remaining. It's a neural theft available as well, so they want to try and find the rotations as everybody from Fenrir is now on this A site. The spike down on the ground once more as Chase looks to even the odds. It's still a 3v2 situation in favor of Fenrir.
Is Koala clearing space here towards shower side, but the cam will reveal him. Ult goes out as well for Ghost. So good info for both sides. Koala needs to isolate this duel, and he will win it out. Now it falls to a 2v2, and there's another duel to be had. Uncreative gets his gun up in time, but Koala's still alive. Finds it to a 1 versus 1. The teleport keeps him safe, but he's swinging wide. The adjustment out, it gets awkward. But now both players know the other's position. Trisk trying to find this fight now, but Koala has the time to take the TP. No, he swings forward. Trisk shuts it all down. Fenrir hold on off the 1v1 and tie it up at 3.
141 is the call out there from Koala as damage done onto Trisk. It was 9 health that allowed the Sova to stay alive, and his first kill of the game being, quite honestly, one of the most impactful. It's a little unfortunate, not as impactful as you're probably hoping if you're a Fenrir fan, just because Ghosts do have weapons coming into this one, even in defeat 3 rounds in a row. But the armor really speaks for itself. The light shields, it makes every single one of these Phantoms basically a Vandal. So Ghosts not in the woodworks just yet. They're gonna have to pick their fights nice and smart, and well, they've also got an operator waiting for them around one of these angles.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna try and take this quickly on the side, execute towards B, but the utility usage is really strong. Fenrir can keep them at bay for a moment, but it's not working too well. Good recon. Icy capitalizes, and now Fenrir advantage.
And we see the value that the Cypher brings when you try and take that quick hit. We saw the flash drive comes through, and unfortunately that flash, it's kind of the bane of the existence there. You try and take it quick off a pop flash, and you run right into the cyber, or the trap, excuse me, and pay for it with your life. As Kohai's able to find another frag onto the side. Chase there to battle back here. Lines up 2, only able to find 1. Now Nismo needs to go huge here in a 1v3 situation, but there's the operator we spoke about. A bit of foreshadowing at the beginning of the round as Fenrir not only secure another round, but they'll take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, Astra Viper got nerfed, but it's still looking incredibly strong in this patch because obviously Viper is still the same busted agent that she was before, and they use that utility perfectly. Poison Orb in towards Lung, Recon Bolt through it. They walk out that Poison Orb, they're into a Grav Well. There's just so much to contend with. I think they were blinded by a Paranoia as well, and then it's just easy pickings. Spam your way forward. Ghosts have not been able to find a solution to this as Fenrir 4 on the trot. The tack timeout will get called, and I think it's well timed. This is a moment for Ghosts to turn it around because I think their eco did just get reset. They had 3 rounds of buys in a row, but this has been the last straw. They're making this decision. Do we try and keep the forces up? Are we going to just save onto the pistols? What's the new strat?
And I like this. I'm a huge fan of the tactical timeouts, and too many times we didn't get a single timeout outside of the technical at the beginning of the game on Breeze, right? And that
you're right.
It's kind of an explosive game from Ghosts. They end up winning it 13-4, but maybe if you're Fenrir, you take a timeout, you slow things down. You stop some of that forward progression that Ghost has been making, and maybe you slow Koala Noob down as well in what he's been doing with the operator, you know? So I'm a huge fan of the tactical timeouts. Obviously, you get a whole lot of time to kind of, regain your thoughts, go back to the drawing board and figure out how you want to progress now that you are on an eco round in Ghost Gaming. But you also get to slow this Fenrir squad down, who are starting to get some wind in their sails, and we'll see what the response is. So it looks like Sheriff's across the board for Ghost when able to afford the Spectre. So we'll see how strong the run and gun can be. Again, we know if you're looking for a quick sight hit, Fenrir is not letting that happen very easily.
And that was their biggest crux on the previous map. Quick hits were what were shutting them down. But Ghost, their adaptation to, I guess the adaptation of Fenrir was to just play that default bait out util. I think it's the exact same thing here. Slow things down for a moment, bait this Viper util out early, wait till she's out of juice, and then work your quick executes. Because this team is so good on the faster executes. And maybe that's the play now. Because they're taking things slower, waiting for the possibility of aggression to come out. Fenrir maybe toying with the idea, but like you mentioned, there's so much utility. They don't really need to take an early fight.
And some utility tossed out early. Trailblazer fought out some. Oh, just narrowly misses here on Icy, so maybe unexpecting anybody in the close angle here. Still a trap wire to worry about as well. Fragment Goes through, cage goes up, wall gonna come down as well. Icy goes unchecked, unspotted for a second, and able to find a frag. This is an eco once more for Ghost Gaming, so anything they can get here absolutely helps. It should be one rifle picked up, should be a spike plant as well, so some extra credits going to the next round as Kohai continues his fragging ways, finds another onto Koala as the spike gets planted. It's low HP onto Kohai, will eventually fall. Triss gonna hop on the board as well. Goes down to their last two. Now need to work around the spike. They've got the weapons, but do they have the wherewithal? There's the peak. The operator to fall. Uncreative. Able to find one. Not the next, though. A thrifty round off the back end of a timeout. Ghost will tie us up.
Lovely little thrifty round there out of Ghost. It comes down to the 1v1, but they still win it out in the end. And there was a moment where Ghost had been pushed down to a man disadvantage, but what they do perfectly is grouping. This Ghost squad, they're really showing me how strong they are in the chaos, because they have the comms to just, for a second there, group elbow. We're going to play this together. We're going to play this 2v2 and work it well. And Fenrir, it feels like they fumble in some of those situations, right? They took that opening fight pretty single-handedly, didn't work in their favor. So it's a tough round to lose for Fenrir, but Ghost, this is a huge opportunity for them to build some momentum, because look at the ults in play. Null CMD, Seekers, I mean, they have a lot to work with if they just want to go for another hard execute.
And this time, the execute looking to swing the way of B once more, but the Cypher's on the opposite side of the map, so not as much firepower to slow things down. As Altdor picked up, that's from the shadows and now online. The only thing missing is that showstopper. We'll see if Ghost can turn the tides once more. And it looked like the economy may be a bit damaged, unless Kohai was just feeling more comfortable on that Spectre this game, but it was a Cypher on the Spectre early. It's full shields and a Phantom here, with Stars down as well. Knife goes through. It's able to slow things down for a second. Gravity Well still able to be used there as Uncreative. Dodged away from that one. From the shadows out. The Seekers as well. They're looking to play right behind it. That spike slowly bringing up the rear out towards the A site. There's still players on it. Koala has assumed a position up towards heaven. Trying to buy out some space for his team. Uncreative spotted. Paranoia going to slow things down. Just a moment as Icy picks up another frag. The spike will fall. Maybe it's back to the drawing board here. Icy with 13 HP, still hanging on. You're running out of time. 25 seconds on the clock. Chase is finally going to plant. Icy will finally go down. And now we get to see the retake come on through as everybody has already rotated. The flank gets caught out as Bazix falls. Now Uncreative needs to do something big up the back end of Trisk. Finding that kill onto Koala. It's a 3v2. It's low HP. Recon bolt for the information. Not going to find anything just yet as the regrowth tops the team off. Ghost playing all together. 3 Ps in a pod here inside of U-Haul. As the tap on the spike, the pop flash is there. It's Win to find the frag. It's Chase to close it out, and Ghost to grab a lead.
Great round out of Ghost. Again, they take that moment there to reset, to work their default, and then when the hit comes through, it's very strong. The null CMD used out by Ryan creates so much space. I love that ultimate. I think it's one of the strongest facets of this KO, because not only is it like that kind of great value run it back where you get an extra life so long as your teammates can revive you, but it's also that suppression where it shuts down the Cypher setup. Chase's utility was rendered useless by it, and so was anyone else trying to rotate in. You can't use the paint shells. You can't use those guiding lights on Win, or excuse me, not on Win, on the other side for Fenrir. But regardless, it's a great way forward, and Bazis, just a great shot. The Sheriff's so strong from this squad.
Yeah, it really has been kind of a highlight for Fenrir, is their ability to make something out of nothing. As that first frag comes through, this is how we saw them slowly start to battle back. We got some dual lane cameras finally taken down, so Kohai having some fun there. We'll toss out that utility inside a shower to make sure nobody pushes through for free. And once more, that spike looks to finish at A, but we know Ghost can change their mind. Koala tagged out. Hunter Shuri able to find one tag, maybe the next. No, Koala sneaks away. Low HP, though. Could be healed up by that regrowth, but it still goes down a player.
Ooh, cheeky little lineup here with the fragment for Ryan. I'd imagine that goes in towards U-Haul, so clearly spend some time in the lab to get ready for this agent. Flash drive goes forward, and look at that, the utility perfect. It forces the fight out of Kohai. Koala capitalizes. This execute just looking so clean from Ghosts as, well, Fenrir caught down to practically nothing. It's 2 players to work this retake, but Uncreative has found himself a good chunk of space.
Fenrir bought a lot of space, or a lot of ults, excuse me. You said Uncreative's got the space, and Also has the frags behind it, looking to do all the damage as it's all up to Uncreative, now stuck inside a U-Haul. They lose the round, but they steal away 2 guns, and they get a handful of altars, or the neural theft at the very least. And then now you kind of have a general idea of the lineups or where you can expect some of that KO utility to be. So that feels like a rough round for Ghost to, I guess, bust that out, right? Like that being their play. You know, we toss out the fragment here. Sure, you can do it again, but it's definitely not going to get the same value. And it was on an eco round that you were forced to do it. So I'm interested to see how that develops as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see here. But, I mean, Ghosts already have a really strong half. They lost every round here on out, ended 6-6. That'll be a great attacker side. Fenrir, they really need that 6-6 to make this fairly doable. I love this setup, though. They have one player playing the anti-flash. It's Icy and close, and it's Kohai to take the first contact.
Paint shells try and clear out the corner. It's Icy still able to find a frag as Ryan goes down. And well, now we don't get to see where the KO plays are made. That one's taken off the board. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Hwyn takes a lot of damage on that 1-for-1 as well. So the Sky not able to heal herself. Going to be in a tough spot. Fenrir have the advantage in terms of HP. Now a bit of information as Kohai sprays through the smoke. The spike slowly making its way on over towards the B site.
Only really one player here to anchor. It's Uncreative. Rotates. We're going to be late, but the Raze has joined him to get something done. Camera will see nothing, so this could get risky.
Yeah, and I mean, at the very least here for Fenrir, I think Uncreative, as it goes unchecked, the Seeker is obviously going to do that job there as Bazix falls. That was the backup. Now the rest of the squad slowly coming on through. The Cavalry is here. The reinforcements are slowly being chipped away at. Through the smoke, Kohai will go, and that's exactly where he will fall. Trisk, the last to go down. And Mimi, you said if they lost out and they went 6-6, it would feel okay. Well, now it's feeling a whole lot better for Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, Ghost is feeling incredibly strong. They could be looking at the possibility of an 8-4 half on the attacker side of Bind. We knew they were a strong team on this map, but the KO addition to the team and Win playing in as well is just looking fantastic. Chase and Koala both having bangers of a matchup here. And for Fenrir, I'm trying to consider what options they have for adaptation. Maybe it's aggression, because I feel like they haven't denied too much map control. It's been an issue on both these maps. They give a lot away. They've been working the showers fight, but long and short have normally been claimed pretty easily. And here's one way to shut that down. They have that Viper's Pit up. This will almost fully deny short unless Ghost is going to go for something crazy.
And the last time we saw the Viper's Pit here, Ghost actually just pushed through it, and they ended up finding the frag onto Icy. I think the timing a bit more difficult to do that because it's not right at the beginning of the round, and Icy was actually running away from that Viper's Pit as it was coming up because he needed to dodge the KO knife. So not necessarily the same outcome for Ghost, and for Fenrir, this is exactly what you were hoping for. We locked down the A site just like this. We forced everybody out towards B. There is still going to be that lurk on the opposite side in that cipher, but 4 players stacked up here from Ghost trying to make this hit happen.
Yeah, that knife will be the first point of contact. The 0 point, remember, it finds information as well as that suppression, so it'll show that no one's deep on the site. Uncreative, he's revealed. Look at this utility cocktail, pushing him back completely. I mean, Ghosts haven't even taken contact yet, and they already have so much chase. Koala's in spawn. Left. He stuck that ult. They're not ready for this. Trisk is going to clear, but he just has a knife out. No way Koala's gotten away with this. Nearly 2, but Kohai denies, and they've actually made their way back towards A. The pit's still up. Icy finds one, and a gun recovered for the 3v3.
And a really, I would say, honestly, one of the most important things there was that neural theft to get some information for Icy, but he falls either way. It's not the showstopper to do it. Instead, it's the Sky. It's Hwyn to close things out again. On top of it all, a 2K for the Sky, and another round for Ghost. This time, an 8-4 lead at the half.
Oh, that adaptation was so quick out of Ghost. Like, I didn't even realize the changeup was happening initially because I was so focused on the omen towards spawn, and I think that the team of Fenrir was feeling the same way. They wanted to clear him out, but there's a miscommunication. Someone's running out with the knife. Koala gets a freebie, then that opens up the site. Ghost just doing a great job at isolating these players, shutting them away from their team, and well, they end in a really fantastic half. 8-4 is another scoreline where you lose that on that pistol round. You're on your attacker side. It could be looking pretty grim here.
That pistol going to be the most important, if not one of the most important rounds here for Fenrir. Well, Ghost wants to keep the aggression going forward, expecting to win the gunfights, and that they will. 3 for 2. Trade goes the way of Ghost. Low HP on the chase, has to back away, but still favorable for the defense here. As Kohai spotted out, takes down Nismo. Now things looking a whole lot more doable here for Fenrir. They're able to turn the tides as Ryan goes on the flank, and well, it's caster curse after caster curse. I just can't stop doing it. The fragment will force Kohai forward right into the welcome arms of Ryan.
The fragment is such a good piece of utility because it's really not a molly. It's more of just like 3 individual grenades because it deals burst damage instead of consistently chipping away. So even though he only is in the molly for a second, that one little chunk of burst damage knocks him down to 1 HP. It's an easy kill for Ryan. And it's a really strong flank. I love this aggression out of Ghost. They know they're at advantage, so they're not giving space for Fenrir to breathe. And you can see the punish because now they're just on pistols. Couple sheriffs spot in, but this bonus... or excuse me, this buy-up should be sending Ghost to double digits. Fenrir, very tough position.
A nice little one-off spot here for Koala on top of the truck. Might just go unchecked. It looked like Fenrir forced up just a bit. Sheriff here in the hands of Azix as Koala does get that 1 kill and aggression out towards long. Nets win one as well. And well, before you can even start rattling them off, it's all down to uncreative. Teleport comes on through. It's Koala to close things out for a near team ace, but gets stolen away. Either way, 10-4 the scoreline, and Fenrir, they're gonna be able to buy up the rifles. They need to start their comeback right here, right now. Oh, I love this timeout.
Get it right now, because this is the pivotal round. You lose that on this bonus, and game could be all but over. The money's going to be reset. You'll be up against 11, and it will nearly be series points. So this is the time for Fenrir to sit down and talk. They don't have a coach listed on VLR, so I'm not sure if they do have a coach, but if they do, that player gets to come into the conversation. Even if they don't, still just a chance for everyone to talk. Share those ideas. Even if it's not fully talking tactically, you just take that second to reset. Breathe a little bit. Ice out Ghost. Set yourself up for success, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in this round. No real ults available on this 3rd round for either team quite yet, so with these superior guns, they should be looking at an advantage.
Yeah, and this is, we always see, again, kind of the back and forth, whether you buy on that save round like we saw Ghost do earlier in the series, or you buy in this first rifle round. And I like this because, like you said, you have to win this bonus, or I guess it's kind of the anti-bonus for Fenrir. A Ghost should be on a bit lesser weaponry as we take a peek. It's 1 Phantom, a Bulldog, and then 3 Spectres. So we obviously know that the run and gun is strong. And even, I would say, even more importantly, is you don't go into this one completely kitted out like you would hope to be in your 3rd round if you're Fenrir, because there was some slight forcing. You see those light shields coming on through. So I think a lot of what's happening in that timeout is saying, hey, how do we avoid these Spectres? How do we avoid these angles? Because obviously the headshots, the Spectres, they get a whole lot stronger when you're already down 25 armor from just buying those light shields.
I like that they're taking this slow. A lot of teams love to get aggressive on their bonus, so they're trying to bait that out. Wait for that to happen. Ooh, drone doesn't clear the camera. That's huge information for Chase if this execute is committed. It is just this retake setup towards B, but look at Chase's trips. They're set up to kill. He'll be able to swing off of that and find freebies, even if it is the Spectre through a smoke when they're revealed. That's so tough to contend with.
Yeah, 100%. That was going to be my next point, is the way that those trips are set up. They do go unactivated, as I see. Oh, the camera still able to spot out the Viper. He got too close, so Chase will sneak on out and find the frag. Now Trisk able to sneak past one of the trap wires, has another one right in front, but unfortunately surrounding is the entire team of Ghost Gaming's. A flawless round off the back end of a timeout for Fenrir, finds them down to 7 rounds and nearing match point for Ghost Gaming.
That's literally the worst possible scenario we could be looking at here for the Fenrir camp. Flawless. Now you're just down to sheriffs. This is nearly a guaranteed series point, and I'm not putting my money on the team down 8 rounds against match point. That just hurts. That timing was just terrible against the players of Fenrir, and the camera as well. Like, that camera was huge. A drone went by but didn't clear it. So then he finds the information, has that early swing through, and it's looking great. Looks like Win might have disconnected. So, you know, it's another little baby timeout for Fenrir to stop and chill out, because that round has got to be a tilter.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow there. I mean, that's worst case scenario, honestly. A flawless round. So if Ghost, opt into hanging on to their Spectres and Bulldogs, whatever they had from that last round, they would still be in a much better spot than Fenrir are at right now. And you see coming into this, it looks like obviously, in this timeout, things could change. But with 4 sheriffs, some light shields kind of scattered around, they're playing for the overtime. They're playing to win 8 in a row off the back into this one. It looks like maybe just a hero guardian or Icy. I guess I just have to say for Fenrir, just the slow start. I feel like that's what hurt them mostly. As time slowly goes on, you see the cogs turning, and they're going to force into it. They're playing for the dub here, and I respect it.
I respect it too. Overtime is not something you want to be playing for when you only have 4 rounds. So I think this is definitely the play, but I don't know, man. Ghost Gaming is just, it's a roster that just, it feels like they get better every time I watch them. They look so coordinated, especially since Win is only just coming into the roster. Like, this machine is just well oiled. And I think that they're one of the teams that's a very early adopter of KO. Like, I remember when Sky came out, when Aster came out, there were teams that took a while to get warmed up to these agents. But I've always been a fan of the teams that are instant to pick up a new character and try and do something creative with him. And Ghost is doing that perfectly. Ryan on the KO has been great. He's got a lot of the nerdy lineups to work with. And the thing is, it's so early days that most teams don't know how to play against him. They've probably been scrimming against KOs a little bit, but I imagine it's not like everything they're used to. So this is, for a lot of reasons, a pretty tough matchup for Fenrir to go into.
Yeah. Seems like maybe we're back in. We've gotten the ping on Hwyn. We'll see if that ticker slowly starts to count down. Yeah, I'm interested. I saw a lot of the KO gameplay kind of floating around the Twitter sphere yesterday from the round of 16 games or the games previous. And I guess speaking of games, we can kind of take a second and maybe talk about, if you guys haven't checked it out on your favorite Valorant information site, whatever that may be. But every series is just about finished with one map. We've got Knights up 1-0 over Evil Geniuses, Easy 5 up a map over NRG, and YFP up a map on Squirtle Squad. So I think the YFP map is, we expected that. Easy 5, though,
that's crazy.
13-11 on Bind over NRG. That is interesting.
That's a really good map for Easy 5. They 13, I think we casted them 13-1 in EG there recently. That was a funny one. But Easy 5, I think a lot of people kind of wrote them off as a pug. I think I might have a little bit the first time we casted them because I thought it was just a new look roster, but they've looked really good. I've heard some rumors that they're talking with some orgs already. Like, ooh, I think they're gonna be kind of a demon in the tier 2 space. I love what they're doing. And taking down NRG, by the way, that's NRG with Weeded. That's NRG with Som, Android, EU Tech. Like, that is an insanely talented roster, and a roster that's done a ton in the past. But we can stop talking about them for a moment because we have our matchup on standby here. It's Fenrir Ghost, and it's Ghost up to 11. Fenrir forcing into this round, so it's really the last chance for this squad.
Yeah, last ditch effort here. The drone gonna spot the high-low of all 3 players. Ghosts are looking to do something cheeky, but Fenrir sniff it out. They don't peek into it. Because of that, spotting out those 3 players, they look to set their sights out over towards B, where it's only going to be the Cypher hanging out for a second. It's only going to be Chase. Over there is Kohai. Gets chased away. Forced to reload the Bulldog. Will toss out a cage and look to play around it. Icy is here. Guardian in hand. And, oh, nobody on the other side or the receiving end of those bullets. It looks like just a bit of damage. Well, there goes a frag. Kohai falls. Ray's also low as Icy finds the first to trade things back. Bazix slowly leading the charge up towards short, but that's a scary spot to be as Ryan finds a frag. Icy still inside the smoke, will eventually fall, and Ghost inch closer and closer to match and a series point here as it's all up to Uncreative. Again, the weaponry just not favorable as it's a Bulldog for 1, but it's Snismo to close things out. 12-4. Ghost looking for a 2-0 and 13-4 fashion.
I have a feeling the mental's not in a great spot right now for Fenrir because they just had an incredibly rough map one. Even if they were able to reset, it's just been a streak against them. They found no solutions, and even if you're the strongest teams, that just really hurts to go up
Yeah.
against. And now they're in an almost impossible situation. The buy is pretty shaky, and Ghost have everything they could ever want. Koala's opping on the Omen, which I love. Like, he's such a good opper. Who cares if you're playing Omen? Be that guy. Pull it out.
Be that guy, pal. Absolutely. And this is also, so when I had seen Koala, right, plays a jet, opts on Breeze.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Nismo gonna find quite a bit of damage onto Bazix. The raise to fall, so the Alpha Raise comes out on top, and now with everything they can muster, they look to push up towards Hookah, and now it's all down to Icy, who finds a nice collateral, able to pick up 2 kills, but now needs to find an ace on the round. Has the ultimate available, and I believe it wasn't used. I think that was bugged up from the last time we saw the Viper ult. Ryan gonna jump peek around the spike down in an awkward spot, so Icy just has so much to try and get done here, has so many angles to worry about. Knife goes through, suppression is there. Icy gonna wait this one out, maybe slowly creep up. There's the teleport from Chase, and now 2 players playing just around it, and it's cat and mouse, Mimi. It's cat and mouse. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. There it is. Koala up close and personal with the operator to close things out. 13-4 again as Ghost move on to the semifinals in 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, it's really a roughie for Fenrir there, but let's not like look down on Fenrir because they got put up against a really hard matchup. It's